Hey. All right. Somebody get the light up off me. Okay, so let's get started. Good morning and welcome to the Lead Her Morning Show, where we talk about leadership, healing, self-love, discipline, and becoming the woman God called us to be. This is your reset. This is your time to reset your mind, grow, reflect, and start your day with intentions. What's up? I'm Coach Nye. Today is my birthday, so I'm excited. So I'm going to get in. Today's topic is overcoming fear. Best birthday ever. To teach you guys about overcoming fear. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't know what's going on with my YT page, because that's where I upload every replay. I upload it there. But for some reason, it's been rejecting my videos. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. Y'all ready? I know y'all is. Y'all better get a notebook because y'all got homework too. So, overcoming fear. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Did it take me back? Hold on. Let me get us right. Okay, day. I guess I'm having the devil ain't gonna get me today. Today is a great day. Today I am 45, baby. Today is going to be an amazing day because I declare and decree that it is so. This is my day, and the enemy trying to knock me off my block real quick by making me flicking off my computer. But here we go. So, overcoming fear. Fear stops more dreams than failure. Yes, fear stops more dreams than failure does, okay? Most people think failure is the biggest reason people don't succeed. And it's not. It's your own thinking. It's the fear of the unknown. But the truth is, most people don't even start, right? Why don't they start? Because of the fear. Let me explain something before we even get into the different things of fear, how fear stops people. Now, I need you to take on today and understand this. Every day you wake up is unknown. The next minute is unknown. The enemy has taught us, I told you, the enemy will dress up something of evil and patent it like it's of God, right? And he'll patent this thing up and have you like, oh, okay, no, I fear this. When you're in fear every day, every moment, well, not fear, but you're in the unknown every day and every moment. But the enemy has taught you don't fear this, but fear this. Fear you from stopping your dreams, what God blessed you to do. Fear you from your purpose, what God blessed you to have. Your inheritance. Fear you from stepping into the future you, the best version of you, your inheritance where everything lies that God got for you. He has you to fear that, and that's unknown. You like, I don't know what's going to happen. If I quit my job and open up my business because God told me to open my business, I don't know what's going to happen. Baby, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't even know if you're going to open your eyes up in the morning. You don't even know what the next moment is. If people knew that, then guess what? They wouldn't be outside. They wouldn't be doing this. The unknown is the unknown. There's no limits to unknown. It's just unknown. So if you could take chances on yourself, applying for jobs and, working for someone else, putting in that 9 to 5 someone else, why do you fear doing it for yourself? So here is most people, the reason is most people don't start, and why? Because of fear. So fear stops people from starting the businesses. Fear stops people from starting the businesses. Yeah. Fear stops people from speaking up, posting that content, leaving unhealthy situations, trying new things, investing in themselves, and going after opportunities. That's what fear stops all those things. Failure at least mean you tried. At least if you tried, you could say, man, I tried. I failed, but I tried. But you didn't even give yourself a chance. You stuck on what people might say, how they might view you. That's what you stuck on. You don't know what's to come. You don't know what's out there. Fear keeps you from even finding out what could have happened. Right? So one thing with me when I joined the military, I was 19 when I joined. And I was like, dang, this was the thing. I did not want to be in my 40s. I did not want to be in my 40s thinking back like, man, I should have joined. I just went ahead and did it. I didn't know what was to come, but I knew what I didn't want. In the same way with you, you know you don't want poverty. You know that you don't want to struggle anymore. So you have to just do it. Bet on yourself, because ain't nobody else going to bet on you. So that's what I chose to do. I joined the military, and it was the best thing I ever done. Ever in my life. That was the best thing for me. Thank you so much for the heart, me. Listen, I'm in a good mood. I told y'all, good morning. The enemy can't kill your vibe. Remember, as I said, if you're sitting at your desk, right, whatever, all caps email come in or whatever, nice, nasty come, what energy are you in? So the energy that I'm in, I can't see attitude. I can't read the room and read attitude. I can't read through the fine lines because I'm in good energy. Good energy, I only read good things. So yeah, you may have a bad day, but what I see is you woke up today, you got breath in your body, you are doing good. You're doing better than the people that didn't wake up this morning. You're doing amazing. You know, I must see the good in it because that's the energy I'm in. So learn to stay in your energy. Find your energy and stay in it. Now, there are people who could have succeeded, right? But fear never let them start. You could have already been that multimillionaire. Your business could have already been known. If I had not gotten over my fear, because God had told me a long time ago, like, this is what I was going to be doing. But in that time, I wasn't ready because I'm like, what do people say about me? You know, people don't see me as this smart. People don't see me. Well, they see me how I present myself. I was around low vibrational people, so therefore I was acting low vibrational. So they never got to see who I really was. Duh. So it wasn't until I had to disconnect from the low vibration, right? And what happened is I had to be by myself so I can see myself the way God see me. And then I was able to step into leadership. Then I was able to come on here and say a thing. Then I was on here able to teach a thing. I wasn't worrying about what people thought of me. Yes, child, people are going to look at you crazy. Yes, people are going to talk about you because they don't know that version of you because you kept that version of you hidden. God cloaked you. And the reason why he cloaked you because it wasn't your time yet. Those same people that sit up and they may look at me and view me a certain type of way and look at me a certain type of way. It's because they don't know me. So instead of me getting mad and saying, oh, they thinking this and all I don't think none of that. You don't know me. Because if you knew me, this wouldn't be a shock to you. This would be like, oh, yeah, I'm glad she finally, stepping into who she was because I've always seen it. I'm glad she stopped making me out to be a liar while I'm telling everybody that, oh, no, she good. She really intelligent. She's really smart. I'm glad she's finally now I don't look like a fool because I always had her back. I always knew who she was. You understand? So you don't worry about the people that have something to say about you because people going to talk about you. That's their job, is to talk about you. Their whole job is to tear you down, to fit you into the narrative where they're comfortable with you at. They're not comfortable with me being at this level, right? And because if I would have feared that, I would not be who I am. I would not be successful, right? I would be stuck in the whole small-minded of, oh, man. You know those ones that love to give business advice. They love to give business advice and they make all the wrong business choices. Man, you should do this. If I had that money, I'll flip this and I'll flip that. Okay, what you'll flip it on? Oh, no, well, shut the hell up then. Those are the type people. Why do I want to hear or have a conversation with people like that? I don't even want to be like you. So why do I care what you think of me? You are the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I ain't that. I am her. So fear will keep you stuck. It'll keep you overthinking. It'll keep you doubting. It'll keep you waiting. It'll keep you playing small. It'll keep you playing small. You sitting here, you got hands, you got skills. I ain't talking about them hands. I'm talking about you got hands. You can cut hair, you can braid hair, you can do hair, you can do all that, but yet you sitting under in somebody else's shop. You sitting in somebody else's shop, making them money, paying the booth rent, doing all that. And your customers, if you left right now, you'll make more than what the barbershop or the beauty shop will make in a month with everybody in there. But you play yourself small. Well, I ain't ready yet. Well, you ain't gonna never be ready. Because in order to be successful, nobody's ready. We talk a good game. We work up to it. We do the content. We do everything. But when the time come, the big stage come, are you ready? I'm actually not, right? I'm actually not ready, but I'm going to be ready because my confidence, I've been doing this for so long. So listen, stop playing yourself small. See yourself like others see them, like others see you, but they won't admit it. You got haters, and it is what it is. But you don't stop being you. Do not stop to address nonsense. The enemy is going to show up no matter where you are. The enemy is going to show up. The enemy will show up because he's doing his job. The enemy's supposed to do his job. He can't stop doing his job. He's going to always do his job. The problem is you stop doing your job. You stop being who you're supposed to be because you worry about what everybody else does. So fear is not dangerous because it exists. No, it's dangerous when it controls your decision. Because you feared it, you did not pour into yourself. Because you feared it. No. Let's get into another one. Fear of failure. That's the one that everybody is worried about. I got fear of failure. But it's really the fear of the unknown. That's what we just finished talking about. Thank you for the follow. Now let's get into fear of failure. This is one of the most common fears, okay? This is the one that most people fear. People think, what if I fail, right? What if it doesn't work? What if I mess it up? What if I waste time? That's what you think. So instead of trying, they do nothing. Now, you do nothing. We just talked about, let me go back here. Fear stops more dreams than failure. Fear, period. Just fear, period. Now, the fear of failure. What if? The what ifs. When I was a kid, we used to do this. What if was a fifth, we all be drunk. That's what we used to say, right? It's the 80s thing. Don't come for me. So fear of failure, all the what ifs. You know, survival mode has taught us to lead with the down, the wrong. You know, what could go wrong, the what if. And that's what survival mode taught us, to always lead with the sky is falling. The glass is half full. If it's half empty. If it's half full, that means that, hey, if you get more, then hey. But always estimate to get the lowest end of the stick. Always look at it like, if you get more, great. Because this is the dumb thing that they told us. I'm going to say it out loud so it can make sense to you now. You was expecting to get this. And they gave you that, so be grateful for that. But what if I told you you was worth more than this? What they offered you was your beginning of your negotiation. That was the beginning of where you started at. You went in like, hey, this job, they're going to give me $30,000. They gave you $35,000. And you like, oh, a win is a win. You sound stupid. You know why? Because survival mode told you that you're less than. You went in there estimating super low. So if they gave you just a little bit and it still ain't what you're worth. And then later on, guess what happened? You show up in the right emotion because you showed up in secondary emotion there with that excitement. Yes. The real emotion come later. Y'all ain't paying me what I'm worth, but because that's what you accepted. Listen, what if? But what if I told you this? In the healed environment, right? Your true authentic self. What if I told you that you're supposed to show up every day like you the star? Like you the main character. I'm not talking about an arrogance. I'm not talking about showing up like you the best thing popping and you look so good and and that's not what I'm talking about. That's what I'm not talking about. We got enough of those. What I'm talking about is you show up confident in who you are, not what you think they are looking for. You show up as you, your true authentic self, right? You show up. What if I told you if you showed up every day like that, it's impossible for you to fail? Because your expectations, right? Your expectations is more like this. What's for me is for me. What's not for me is not for me. It is what it is. When it's time to negotiate, you don't go to people and say, well, how much you making? How much you making? Let me Google how much. You go straight to God. God, what is it? I need you to give me what I'm worth. And then therefore you won't be shocked when they say, okay, we want to offer you $90,000 a year. You won't be like, oh my God, that is so low vibrational for the people to be shocked when they get something that they wasn't expecting. You have to be in expectancy all the time. Why wouldn't God give it to you? Oh, I know why. Because y'all looking at for man to give it to you. These people don't even know you, and you hire me over all these people. Come on now. So fear of failure. This is one of the most common fears. People think, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I messed up? What if I waste time? So instead of trying, they do nothing, right? But failure is not the opposite of success, okay? Failure is not the opposite of success. Thank you. What up? Come on in from Ukraine. It is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success, okay? Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Do you hear me? Thank y'all for all the love today. Failure is part of success. Failure teaches you what works and what doesn't work. What to improve. What to do differently, right? How to grow. How to become stronger. That's what failure teaches you. It does not mean, see, when you change the way you think, and that's my whole point as a life coach, is to teach you how to rewire your brain. What do you speak? What's up, Paula Nelson? What do you speak? What are you saying? What are you thinking, right? What is coming out your mouth? Because what come out your mouth is all of a sudden is going to become a fact in your mind that is it and that is truth. So what is it saying? Right? So let's look at it. It is saying, okay, where we at? I failed. I failed at this, and immediately the feeling that I get is, oh, I feel bad. No, I failed at this. This is what should immediately pop up, because you have to rewire your brain and you have to give your brain something else to bounce it off of. I failed at this. Now your brain can bounce off. Okay, we try again. You didn't fail. You just didn't make it. You didn't fail. You just didn't come in first. You didn't fail. You just didn't get 100%. You didn't fail. The requirement was 70%. You just didn't get to 70%. But that don't mean you fail. Fail mean you never tried. Right? Listen, this is part of your success. You keep going. You at least tried. You didn't make what needed for the cutoff, but you tried, so that means we can do it better. We have to grow. Failure teaches you what works, what didn't work, what to improve, what to do differently, how to grow, and how to become stronger. That's what failure teaches you. Everyone who succeeds has failed. They have failed attempts, failed ideas, failed plans, mistakes and setbacks. Let me explain to you. A lot of people fail because they started too early. You know, when God give you that plan and he tell you, okay, this is what I need you to do. He show you what you're going to be doing. He show you the vision of who you are. He let you know that, hey, this is what your life is going to be like. You believe it. You feel it in your bones. You know that's it. And then when you go try, you fail because it wasn't your time. He was showing you how good it can get. We always want to know how good it can get. And then God show us how good it can get. And now we want to rush to the promised land. Well, you got to go through the process. See, they didn't just leave from bondage and slavery. They had to get to the promised land. And in the promised land, remember, the sea had to be split open. God had to send all these plagues, all these different things. They had to sit in the wilderness. And then guess what? Before the generation that needed to get into the promised land could get into the promised land, the old people had to die away. Meaning that all the ones that was worshiping calves and doing all these, still worshiping another God and all these different things, all that stuff had to be gone away, because this type of thinking cannot go into the promised land. Meaning that this type of thinking that you have, that low vibrational, you need to heal before God can put you in the promised land. Because right now you're a people pleaser. Right now you want to see everybody win. Right now, if you got, they got. Right now, you're going to reach back and pull them up. Well, guess what? If they come into the promised land, they're going to burn down the forest. It's done. It's a wrap. Because God did not prepare them to steward your inheritance, your blessing. He did not prepare them to steward who you are supposed to be and steward your inheritance. He taught you how to steward your stuff. But yet you keep bringing everybody else in. God bring you help. You keep smashing the help. That man that came in your life, God brought him in there because of the fact he knows things about businesses. Thank you, Tony, for the follow. He knows stuff about business, but you're like, oh, he got a fine though. He cute. And I'm going through my season. I just broke up. I'm healed. And I know, God, you sent me this. And there it is. Boom, boom, boom. You see it. And then you go ahead and sleep with him and everything else. Now you mad, crying to God, talking about, God, why do you say people keep it? Because you're smashing the help, girl. Go on over there. Same way for guys. God brought this woman into your life to help elevate you. To help elevate you in the area that you needed to be elevated in. But yet you want to smash and you mad. Why you didn't tell me you was married? Well, who said she was righteous than thou? It was a gift that she has that was supposed to be delivered to you. You were supposed to receive it. Let's look at it as Amazon. So therefore, the package was delivered. If the package is messed up, right, you can reject the package. If the package is good, you can receive the package. If it's stipulations with the package, because you're not going to be there because you know you got a nasty mindset, then what you can say is, okay, here's the instructions on that package. But you chose to receive the package in the mindset that you was in of, oh, there's a female. That means I got to stick it and move it, right? That's what that means. So in the mix, hold on, Divine. Let me explain something to you, Simmons. It's my birthday, you guys. I'm in a great mood. I told y'all address everything in the great mood. I told you it doesn't matter when the enemy come, the enemy is going to show up. And what you asking, you talking about the wrong thing. So you had to come on up in here a little bit earlier. This is a leadership course where I'm teaching you how to heal, but I'm glad you're here. Come on through, baby. So listen, it doesn't matter how you receive it. It's how you handle it. Everyone wants to have that one up. Just because Dr. Cheyenne Bryan is under attack, everybody want to find them somebody to attack. Don't come over here because I'm feeling real good today. I am 45 and I'm doing amazing and I love it today. So how you address things is in your energy. Do you understand? So in the mix of all that, let's look at it. How did you receive that person? How did you receive that person? Did you receive that person as, okay, we go together? That's not how God sent that person to you. Sent that person to you like that. God sent that person to you to help you with your next level. So those are the type of people. Understand where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to handle things. And then you won't be worrying about failing. Okay? So that's what failing teaches you. Failing teaches you how to succeed, right? Just because you failed, it doesn't mean that it's over with. What it did, it taught you what works and what doesn't work. It taught you what to improve in. It taught you what to do differently, how to grow, and how to become stronger. That's what it taught you. But everyone who succeeds has failed. They failed attempts, ideas, plans, mistakes, and setbacks. Yes, but they didn't stop. If I would have stopped off of every troll that came on my page, or after everybody that said, you know, you shouldn't do this, or how you going to do this, and how you going to do this, or when it didn't go right, or when I didn't get the viral moment, or when I didn't get a lot of people in my room, when I didn't get the followers, if I would have stopped, what that did was brought me confidence. So you got to look at, God will put you in places, right, for a thing. So let's look at a thing. Let's look at that thing. God will put you places, meaning that, God, you told me to go live, but I don't have nobody. You told me to keep posting, but I still ain't getting nothing, because you're building confidence, right? You don't want to be a one-hit wonder. They make that one good video and then you start chasing it forever. Like your video went viral, but your following still suck. Your following is still low. You don't want to be that. What God is teaching you is to be confident in what you say and being confident in who you are. Meaning that you don't care about the followers. Can you get the message out? Because the message ain't for everybody. It's for the people that set apart just for you. So remember that. So it builds confidence. But they didn't stop. Remember, you do not stop. You want to be successful, don't stop. You don't fail when something doesn't work. You fail when you quit. If you decide to quit because this didn't go right with me, I didn't go viral, I post every day, I post 3 to 5 times a day. Baby, I post all day. I don't care what time it is. I don't care if it's 12 times a day. I don't care what it is, because I'm not here for the algorithm. I'm here to put a message out. So if the message got to get out, then I'm going to put the message out. I'm not worrying about, guess what? Those are 10 people that I did not know. These are 10 people. Remember, social media, you don't know these people, because trust me, your family ain't supporting you. Listen, you don't know these people. So the 10 people that liked your stuff, or the 10 people that viewed your page, stop complaining because you didn't get a lot of likes. Sometimes I know you feel like, man, this was a good one. Well, maybe it just wasn't that good because you haven't found your crowd. Meaning that it's not your niche. It's just that you haven't found your crowd. The ones that set apart for you. You're too busy over here making TikTok videos just like the same person. Do you understand? Just like the same person. Doing the same video. Everybody's doing the same video. Hello? Exactly, Paula. Everybody's doing the same video. Everybody got the same wig style. Everybody got the same outfit. Everybody got the same this. And listen, these 10 people, they are going viral. But you the 11th one that's doing the same exact video. And guess what? You ain't went viral. Now you mad. Because you're not like them. You're not of this world. You're not in their world. Do you understand? Let me explain to y'all what it means by that you're not of this world. You're in this world, but you're not of this world. This is your world. This is where you live every day. This is your body. This is where you live every day. This is your mind, right? This is where your thoughts live every day. You're trying to take something that's out of this world, right? This world. You're trying to take something that's out of this world and make it fit into the world that you only live in physically. It's not going to work. So stop getting mad. Create your own. Your niche is you trying to find, I don't know what's going on with my shirt. Maybe I should have ironed it because I keep trying to straighten it out. Listen, every time you look at it, this is how I want you to see it. I want you to see, what am I supposed to do? What makes me set apart from everybody else? What makes me set apart from them? Right? And then once you do that, then you'll stop trying to make the same exact videos. Because if I see that one dude one more time, because it's starting to get weird to me. It's starting to make me think he's enjoying this little kid song way too much as a grown man. Did Mila come to school today? That one guy that keep doing it over and over, the same exact dance to the same part of it. Baby, I had to block him because something ain't right about him. He's too excited about all that. So I was like, no, something wrong with you because you did a lot, 100 videos of the same one little girl song and then the same exact dance, putting on the wig. Something wrong with you, child. But guess what? He keep getting views. I don't know how he ended up on my FYP, but he keep getting views. But as soon as you do it, did Mila come to school today? No. Nobody want to see your dance. Nobody wants to see, because it's not who you are. You're a teacher. You're a speaker. You're a leader. You're someone that's supposed to be leading others to do better. You're supposed to be helping others become better. But you too busy talking about, I got a friend named Mila. And y'all sitting there doing let them kids have that. I need you to step into what your purpose is. When you step into what your purpose is, and guess what? It ain't going to look easy. It's not going to look easy. Guess what? It's still going to have 2 followers, 3 followers. You still ain't going to go mega viral. No. But you have to understand, you are set apart for the people God needs you to talk to. The people that's in this live supposed to be in this live. Period. Whether they come in here to scroll, whether they come in here, it doesn't matter. In the moment, in the time that they come in, whatever I'm going to say, it may not resonate for them right now, but baby, next week, by the end of this week, tomorrow, whatever it is, it's going to be like, you know what? I heard that same thing. God got to get your attention. So if I was to come on here and play, just come on here because I love to have a good time. Listen, if I want to come on here and play and just laugh and joke and play, what am I gaining from that? I'm losing everything. If Moses didn't do right by, listen, Moses didn't have to do any of that. Moses lived a good life. In the palace, in the back, do what he want. Strong, ate good, felt good. But he chose to step into purpose, which was his leadership. They never looked at him as a leader, ever. He was brought into the family. You ain't part of it. You ain't royal bloodline. Because I loved your mother, my daughter, I kept you. Do you understand? But yet he stepped into purpose. When you step into purpose, baby, when you step into what God called you to be, what happens is you lose your friends. You lose the title of that royalty. You lose that respect from the people that you thought you needed respect from. You lose everything that was so good to you. Baby, when you step into purpose, your old life is done away. Because while you was not in purpose, you were put on this high chair by this world. And when God put you on this high chair, not God, the enemy put you on that high chair of this world, it came with the respect because of money, the respect because of title and all that. But when God removed you and put you on the high chair in the spiritual realm in purpose, you do things like walk into town with a donkey. Worry about it. Now that I'm in purpose, I don't worry about anybody else. Baby, when I tell you this is the richest I've ever been, this is the healthiest I've ever been spiritually, mentally, and physically. This has been the happiest I ever been spiritually, mentally, and physically. This is my birthday, baby. This is the first time that I constantly say over and over, it's my birthday, that I've ever felt this good in my life. Do you understand? Because of the fact I stepped into purpose. I don't care nothing about everybody else. The people that's going to come around me now, they're going to be people like-minded like me. Meaning that I'm not going to have the like-minded today and then tomorrow the jealousy shows up. Absolutely not. We worry about God is going to prepare a table in front of my enemies. Baby, the table been prepared. You've been sitting at the head of your table all this time. Your enemies have been sitting there. You waiting on the big boom of it's going to be like this. People going to be looking up at me. Baby, they've been sitting at your table. Look, now that I said it out loud, look at it. Jesus sat at the table, the enemy was there. Do you understand? He sat at the table, prepared the table, sacrificed, showing them what my blood, and what my body is, and all these things, and the enemy was right there. So what make you think that your scenario is going to look different from that? Baby, you worrying about God going to make my enemies my footstool. They're already your footstool. That's why they're your enemy. They don't like you because of who you are. They don't like you because this table is prepared that way. They're already there. So stop looking for something that's already happening in your life and learn to allow them to be who they are, because the enemy going to do his job. I can't stop the enemy from doing his job. I don't care how much I rebuke that man. I don't care how much I rebuke and do this, that, and the third. He'll find another way to come at me. Listen, one thing about the enemy, he has no fear of failure. None at all. Let me tell you something. As I explained to y'all, what if I fail? Well, it's impossible for me to fail. If I fail, I try another way. The enemy, he's clever. What if it doesn't work? Well, if that don't work, I'm just going to bring a same energy in, just a different person. So therefore, she don't like when men just smash and leave, right? So, okay, I'm going to make this dude stay. I'm going to make him stay, but I'm going to make him so unbearable to live with. But I'm going to make her trapped. Okay, if that don't work, okay, she don't like that. Do you understand? He finds another way. What if I mess it up? It's impossible for me to mess it up. I don't mess nothing up. The people I give the job to mess it up. What if I waste time? I'm saying, I don't waste time. Do you understand? I got all the time in the world. Those are the type things. The enemy never stops. So why do you stop? Why do you stop? Even when the enemy know that right now I'm about to disrupt your whole day. Okay, pretty women pray. Okay, listen, I'm about to disrupt your whole day. And you know everything just keep going wrong. You try this, that go wrong. Try this, that go wrong. But see, when you in purpose, you keep going like, all right, that was supposed to happen. Okay. But it's the moment that if he can get you, even the ones that them Christian women, you just keep praying until something happens. You keep rebuking. You keep going. Rebuke them. Tell them they can't live here. Rebuke them. Baby, guess what? That's what he needs you to do. Yeah, baby, keep rebuking. You ain't going to really send me nowhere. But if I can keep you so focused on rebuking me, then you will not focus on your job. At the end of the day, I'm here to distract you. And you ain't doing nothing. You keep ignoring me, but if I can get you to rebuke me all day because your powers are so weak towards me, it does not matter. You rebuke this, okay, fine, I'm rebuked, but I'm going to come in this way. If I can keep you so focused on me, see, that's how the enemy works. He going to do his job, but you over here talking about some, God, I don't know why it keep happening to me. I'm just going to keep praying until something happens. I'm just going to keep praying until something happens. Well, do something about it. What you going to do about it? God just going to come down and he just going to strike the whole everything down, and all of a sudden it's going to be like Gomorrah, and it's going to be, if I turn around, I'm going to turn it to a pillar of salt. So therefore God is going to have, girl, shut up. Go sit down. What I need you to do is go focus on you. What job did God give you? He told me to just go in and find out about an LLC because I'm going to open up a business. We'll go do that. You sitting here crying. Yes, it ain't about you. It's not happening to you. It's happening through you. Listen, the enemy can't do anything to you. Why is you trying to fight God's battles? This is God's battles. What you fighting the enemy for? I'm not going to fight the enemy. This is God's battle. God, my only job is to do what God told me to do. He told me to get on here and teach leadership. I'm teaching leadership. Everybody else, if they come for me, that's not my job to fight. They're not coming for me. They're coming for the spirit that's in me, because the spirit in me needs to shut up because of the fact I might change some lives. I told you I'm the coach that's going to save the world. In order to save the world, I got to teach you how to heal. I'm not out here trying to be an avenger. No. Absolutely not. I am out here to do just what my job is. I'm not here to save the world. When I say the world, I'm talking about the ones that set apart. Everybody ain't gonna get it. It's gonna be some people, when I speak it, go over their head. I'm not for them. That don't mean they're stupid. That don't mean I look down on them. No, absolutely not. Now, fear of judgment. Let's talk about fear of judgment. A lot of people are more afraid. Listen, Victoria, thank you for the follow. Everybody else, thank you for the follow. If I missed anybody, sorry. I try to acknowledge everybody. Vanessa, thank you for the follow. Okay, you are so welcome, Janet. Janet, Faith Queen. Let's go. Fear of judgment. I'm having a good day, y'all. I'm going to say it again. It's my birthday. Fear of judgment. A lot of people are more afraid of people's opinion than they are of staying stuck. A lot of people are more afraid of people's opinions than they are of staying stuck. They think, here's a couple of things that I think. What will people say? What if they judge me? What if they laugh? What if they don't support me? You know why you think that? Because you were always the one that had something to say. You was that one that, you got some cute shoes, but I wouldn't have worn with that outfit. What if they judge me? Oh my God. I just wish she'd take some, etiquette classes or something, because, she's just so ghetto. What if they laugh at me? Of course they're going to laugh at you, because you sat around and laughed at everybody else. Yes. What if they don't support me? Of course they're not going to support you, because you're doing something that might change some lives. Did you support them? Are you crying because someone didn't support you? Who cares? Maybe your content ain't that good. It ain't for them. I don't know. So this is what happened. When you think like that, this is what you say. This is what you do. You stay quiet, right? You're not going to ever go live. You stay small. I don't want to be seen. I just want to be in the back. I want to be the person in the back. I want that quiet success. Listen, that is so low vibrational. I know we were taught that, that's humble. That's not humble at all. To stay in the back when God give you a blessing, a voice, or whatever it is, and you sit back and, no, I don't want to, and then they give you the mic and you just start singing real good. That girl, you've been wanting to sing that. You just wanted to act humble. Let me tell you what a humbling act is. A humbling act is, yes, I can sing. I don't have to let everybody know I can sing. I'm not going to play myself small. I'm not going to do any of that. But if it needs to be sung, baby, give me the mic. Just give me the light. Yeah. You better watch out, because Coach and I get loose. That's the thing. I don't have to be seen, right? But I got a voice. You don't post. You don't post because I'm worried about what if people laugh at me. Well, then don't post it. What? It's up to you. Be successful or don't. You don't speak. You don't even try to speak up for yourself. You don't try and you don't grow. But here's the truth behind all of that. People who talk, whether you do something or not, people are going to talk. I told you, when I was over here, living in this world, living it up to the standards of this world, right? I had it all. And people talked. I paid their rent. And people talked. I made sure they had gas money. And people talked. It was man, they always looking out for me. That's good. I swear to God, that's the best person. Swear to God. On God. On this. On that. Man, I'm telling you right now. But the moment that money ran out and I didn't have anything to supply them with, she did look out for me, but there's the but. There's the but. There's the but. Because I forgot, I'm only supposed to go to work to take care of you. I don't have a life. I work for you. right? So people are going to talk about you. Now that I'm over here doing my thing, right? I'm in my own lane. I work for myself. I'm doing my own business. I'm creating businesses. I'm teaching. I'm in my own element. This is who I am. Now, those same people, thank you, time for the follow. Those same people, now they talking about me again. Well, who she thinks she is? Because they're holding me to who I used to be. Remember, people will hold you to where they knew you best at, that made them comfortable with being around you. So it doesn't matter if you grow. They're only going to see you at the place where they felt comfortable around you. And then they're going to spin that narrative. But let me tell you what else happens. All of a sudden you blow up. Like Martin said, you just blow up. Now, they are like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I remember when, man, I'm telling you, I knew you was going to make it. I knew you was going to make it. Now they have to retell that story. See, they created a narrative about you. But now that they want you. Back then, they ain't want me. But now I'm hot, they all on me. Now they have to create a narrative to cover up what they said about you. And then it's going to cause them to have to let go of all that pride and ego and tell the truth. No, I was the stupid one. No, I did wrong. Yeah, it was me. I was the problem. No, in that time of my life I was doing. So I just seen stuff. I just had a lot going on. And I ain't see how beautiful. I didn't see. Yeah. This is just a you problem. Do you understand? So people are going to talk about you regardless. You got to let people talk. Let them talk. So you might as well do what you need to do for your life. This is your life. I don't know why I feel like rapping. I don't know. I almost hit him with the Nas. Listen. I'm having a good day. It's my birthday. So listen. Just keep control of your life. What is your life? Girl, this is, right now, this is how I need you to look at life. And then we're going to get back in class. I promise we're going to get back in class. This is what I want you to do. I want you to take a step back. Take a step back. Right? And you don't like the life you live in, right? You don't like, hey, thank you, time. You don't like the life that you live in right now. Right? You like, I'm done with this. So let me explain to you. What if I told you, I just wanted to use that. What if I told you the life that you don't like, thank you so much. Oh, Soft Light Healing Shatima. Hey, listen, you don't like this life. What if I told you that ain't even real? That this is your life. Thank you, Yaya. This is your life. You live in this body every day. This is your actual life. This is your mind. This is where your thoughts live every day. Here. This is you. The survival mode was never you. You were only a visitor in survival mode. And when you start feeling like, I don't like the way I'm living, it's because, baby, you getting evicted. God is evicting you and waking you up so you can get out of that place. You've been in the wilderness. You were birthed in the wilderness, baby. You were birthed in the wilderness. You came to this world on purpose, for a purpose. But in that time frame, when you came straight out the womb, your mama said, I got to protect you from this world and put you in survival mode. That's all you knew. You never felt comfortable there. It's kind of like as a kid, your mom, if something happened and she had to move in with people, or you got to move in with people with your kids. But your kids can't run around. They can't be kids like they used to be at their own house. They don't feel comfortable there. They're scared to end up walking on eggshells. They don't know what to do. And their childhood is just lost because, thank you so much, girl. Don't get me excited. Yes, ma'am. Listen, they don't know what to do. They feel lost. Ain't nothing worse than a kid being in a place that they are not comfortable in. Right? Ain't nothing worse than a kid being somewhere where they're not comfortable in. They begin to change. Kids begin to change. And then their little minds start processing adult conversations. And thank you so much, Pretty Why. Adult conversations, and then they try and process adult reactions and emotions, which causes them to do what? Internalize everything. And when they internalize that hurt, they say, okay, well, auntie, every time I come around, she always yelling at me. She don't like me. Or her kids jump on the couch, and when I try and just play with her kids and I jump on the couch, I get in trouble. I'm not good enough. Now, you got all of this. Thank you, ministry, for that birthday wish. Listen, you got all this going on as a child. Now your child is in survival mode. And you grew up that way. You grew up, that caused you to people please, to make sure that you stay out of the way. Make sure you're not bothering anybody. Make sure that you're not. Make sure that, so you kind of play yourself small. You sit back. You don't want to be seen. You got all this talent, but because when you were younger, your cousin may have had talent or your sibling may have had talent, but your talent was overlooked. And you like, well, why me? See, in those times as kids, we learn to shut up. See, I teach you from my testimonies. Oh my God, did I say that? Am I telling you this? All my content that I create is from my testimony. Thank you so much. Get a birthday cake, get a birthday cake, get a, y'all don't get me crunk. But yeah, that's where all my content is from, my own testimony. Your testimony is needed because I can tell you my story, and then for you to be able to resonate and say, well, that happened to me. That's because you were set apart to be in the life, to be here. God does not make mistakes. But what if I never stepped in purpose? Then I would not be able to teach you that there's another side to it and how you can grow from it. Right? Thank you, Dean. So here's this. Now let's talk about it. So in survival mode, this is where you live in. You don't feel good here. You're being evicted. The moment that you feel like, the moment that you say, I want to change, that is the moment you're being evicted out of this world. And that is the moment that the enemy is going to attack you, because when you finally wake up, that awakening, that wait a minute, I don't like this. It ain't about if it's right or wrong. I don't like it. That's the awakening. Everybody think the awakening is all of a sudden you dress up in all white and you go sacrifice yourself in the water or something. No, the awakening is when you awaken and acknowledge that what you're living and doing is not right for you. Not for your mom and them, cousin, and that, for you. Now, you're starting to find some truth. The enemy will then say, you know what, attack her. Every friend she got, turn on her. Because we can't have her leave because we got to show her loneliness. That if she leave, who's she going to have? We need her to be codependent on us. The enemy need everybody to be codependent on him because you living in his world. He needs you to be codependent on him. But when you finally realize that your world is this body, this is where you live every day. This is your world. This is the world. Now you understand when it says you're not of this world. You live in this world, but you're not of it. Because this is your world. This is your mind. This is where your thoughts live. Every day. Your body. This is where you live every day. Once you make the change for this, it doesn't matter what everybody else got going on. It doesn't matter what the world got going on. You are solely focused on you. When you are in alignment with you, when you are in purpose, purpose is how do you help the next person? I'm the coach that's going to save the world. How do you save the world? By teaching people how to heal, self-regulate. It's all about self. So if I can teach you through my testimony, right? Then therefore now you'll say, okay, I ain't the only one. That's why God only send the people that's set apart for me. That's it. So it may not be 100,000 followers. It may not be 10 likes and shares. It's the people that are set apart that I can speak their language. You know, like those Christian folks, they holier than thou. They see the wrong in everybody else. And they like, I'm going to go put my 2 cents over there. Tell that person he wrong. You going to hell. You going to hell. Everybody's going to hell. You going here and you doing this and you doing that. Those ones that get up out their seat to come over there and mind your business. They see you doing something. Lady, where you come from? Where I seen you from across the way upstairs on the 13th floor. I was looking down around the corner and I seen you over here smoking and I said, that ain't of God. I'm going to go on over there. Well, who sent you? Then they hurry up and get ready to tell you, no, Satan sent you. God won't send you to come over here with no nonsense to me, because he's going to send the ones that's going to speak my language to make me see the change and want to change. He's not going to send someone that's going to put me in my emotions and be ready to box you up real quick, mink you real quick. He's not going to do that. God will never do that. But the enemy will, because the enemy don't care about Miss Shirley, and he definitely don't care about you. He needs you to stay where you at, and he need Miss Shirley to shut up. So he needs you to give her a fat lip. Do you understand? No. God is going to send the person for you. That's why I learned how to mind my business. When you learn how to heal, you learn how to mind your business. When you learn how to heal, you learn how to mind your business. What is your business? People love to say this. This is what a lot of Christian folks love to say. They get that mic and they get on here. And I say Christian folks, they ain't got to be Christian. They can be whatever. The ones that just, God only talk to them. He don't talk to nobody else. Right? He don't talk to nobody else. Those ones that say everybody's scared to be and go and correct somebody, and everybody's scared to do this, and God said you correct them, and he gently, God will send who needs to be sent. Right. When Saul went blind, God didn't just anybody come to him and help Saul. Just didn't anybody come. God sent exactly what you need in the moment. It was a donkey down there. Jesus told him to go get the donkey. Where we going to find a donkey at? Well, guess what? The donkey right there. God knows exactly what he's doing. What's up, hero boy? Exactly what he's doing. So the people, I learned to mind my business that everybody, I run over there, give you the shirt off. You're cold. Let me give you the shirt off my back. Now I'm cold. God, what about me? Well, what about you? I gave you a shirt. You just gave it away. I already had somebody set up to come. And then when you look around the corner, ain't nothing worse than when you help somebody else out, right? And there's somebody else coming to help them out. And you're like, I could have kept my money. You sure could have, because I never told you to go over there and give them your money. I already had somebody lined up to come to them. And then you're like, well, God, can I have it back? And you don't get it back. God blessed you with something. He'll tell you who you need to help. And until then, this is the lesson you need to learn. You need it back. You need to learn when I'm talking to you. You need to learn my cues. How do you learn God's cues? Your nervous system. You have to learn to self-regulate your nervous system. That is your discernment. That's how God speaks to you. God didn't make us just any kind of way for science to say that's your nervous system. You're nervous. It's anxiety. It's anxiety. It's God trying to tell you something. Girl, take it back to color purple. Listen, God trying to tell you something, but you're too busy ignoring that and listening to everything else. Well, God told me to come. I just felt God told me to come over here and help. That's right. Listen, Harpo, listen. I just came over here because I felt it in my spirit, and I felt God told me to do this. Yes, God told you to pick up that gallon of milk. He told you to pick up the milk. He did. He said, pick up the milk. You didn't know why you was at the store picking up the milk. You ain't got no kids. He told you to take a different way home. But you don't know nothing about that way home. You always take this way. But you was obedient, and he told you to stop at that house, take it up to the door, knock on the door, give the person the milk. He told you to do that. Yes, he did. But guess what you do? They open the door. Hey, I was at the store, and God just told me to give you this milk, and I don't know what it was. I'm just going to pray for it. I'm going to see, there you go, because you just went to a prideful person's house, and now their kids got to suffer because you done pissed her off. Now she going to slam the door in your face because God told you to leave the milk, get in your car, go home, but you decided. And now you want to talk about the person. Oh, that's why she rude, and her house was nasty, and her house is this, and God, I don't know why my car broke down. How my car broke down if I would have went straight home? No, your car wouldn't have broke down if you would have did what God said do. But since you don't want to listen and you want to talk about the blessing that you just missed the God-blessed opportunity. He going to stop you in your track. All of a sudden, everything ain't going right from you because when God moved the blessing up off you because you want to act off your own will, that's a you thing. Anyway, let me get back to class. Just learn how to mind your business, right? Do what needs to be done and do. Thank you, Ty. Do what needs to be done, right? In those times, do what you need that God told you to do, not what everyone else do. Thank you, Tata. So, now, let's get into number 4. Fear of not being good enough. That's the fear. Fear of not being good enough. People fear that. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you. It sounds like this. Fear of not being good enough. This is deeper than most people realize. This one right here is like, it sounds like I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not experienced enough, right? I don't know enough. I'm not confident enough. I'm not like them. What if I'm not good at it? Well, you're not going to be good at it. I mean, you've already said it. You're not ready. Ready for what? Listen, I'm not ready to have kids yet because it took my dad to tell me that. You're never going to be ready to have kids. What is you talking about? Yeah. Once I get my job and get the money and get this, you're never going to be ready to have kids. Now that I have kids, I understand exactly what he's saying. Do you understand? It's not until you go through it that you understand what a wise person is trying to tell you. I don't know enough. You got picked for the job. Yeah, but I don't feel like I know enough. You got picked over everybody in the job that you've been working at all these years, and they picked you. They've been working with you I don't know enough. Well, why would they pick you? Why would they pick you? You've been working here all this time. They've been working side by side with you. So obviously you know enough. I'm not experienced enough. You've been working here for 40 years. And you've been telling the supervisors what to do. And you're not experienced enough? Shut up. I'm not confident enough. You're never going to be confident enough. Do you know where confidence comes from? By doing it over and over. By doing it again. I wasn't just confident to come on live, baby. I used to stutter over my words. I used to look like I wasn't sure. And if a troll would come on and challenge me, that was my worst fear. Like, I hope nobody challenge me. Now I wish somebody would challenge me. Because you can't challenge me. I am who I am. I know what I know. What your beliefs is your belief. If that's what you believe, then believe it, baby. You are doing good. Believe it, baby. You believe it. But when it come to me, you can't tell me nothing about me. How? See, when I was in low vibration, didn't know my own self-worth, didn't know who I was, go for anything, people pleasing. You could tell me about me, I'd take that thing back, sit on it all day, like thinking about it over and over and over and over. And then I'll change me because I'm listening to what you say about me. This is my house. This is where I live every day. This body, this is where I live every day. This mind, this is where my thoughts live every day. I don't know. When did I say I'm having a slumber party with your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions over at my house? When? That's what happens when you picking up everybody's energy of their anxiety. It gives you anxiety and all these different things. That's what happens. You done invited and had a slumber party with everybody's energy and emotions. For why? Thank you, Dean. Pretty why? You know what I mean? No. Get out my face. Get out my face. Get out my face. No, we ain't doing that. But instead of starting, right? So instead of listening to all that, what if I'm not good enough? I'm not like them. So instead of starting, you wait. You sit and you wait. But the truth is, nobody starts as an expert. Nobody starts as an expert. I don't care. If it's a 6-figure job and you got hired in, your skills of what you had was great, but now over here in this organization, they will be tested. And it's not to say that you are dumb. It's just the fact that you need to learn at a new level. And you got to be okay with that. So people become confident by doing, right? Skilled by practicing, experienced by trying, and strong by going through things. You got to go through it. You got to go through it. You don't become good before you start. You become good because you started. That's right, Fabby. You got to be. You become good because you started. If you wait until you feel ready, you will be waiting forever. Listen, I sat in that jail. Do you understand? She came out of that jail looking wore out. I'm talking about The Color Purple. Y'all follow me. She came out the jail looking wore out. You know why she came out the jail looking wore out? Twisted, older than, looking older than everybody else? It's because she sat in that jail and she sat in that jail. She did absolutely nothing to improve herself. Mentally, spiritually, physically. She sat in a jail. I don't care if it was back in the 20s. She sat in a jail. And that's a lot of y'all. I sat there and I waited on God and I waited on God. And I waited on God and I waited on God. That waiting season that I talk about that a lot because y'all get in the waiting season. I told you the enemy will make up something and have y'all dress it up and say it's from God and y'all run with it. And then y'all apply a spiritual meaning, the definition of the physical world to a spiritual meaning. And then y'all sit there and you literally just wait. Well, what's going on? Well, I'm just waiting on God to give me an answer. I get so frustrated when I hear people do that. I just take a deep breath and I walk off because who am I to tell them? Who's going to tell them? Who am I to tell them? God ain't told me to tell you nothing. God already know my patience level. But what God has allowed me and I learned is how to mind my business because it's a lesson for them to learn. So the longer they wait, they'll learn the lesson. And then when they come to me and say, well, how did you do it? Well, I stopped waiting. And then they don't want to listen to me. No, my pastor said, just sit and wait for the Lord. Okay, well, then don't listen. Then they come back. Well, how did you know when you heard God's voice? Then when I tell them, well, it don't work for me. Well, what I need you to do is go back to your house and say, I sat in that jail and I sat in that jail because, baby, I ain't sitting in that jail. Do you understand me? God showed me what I need to do. So you go into the waiting season. In the waiting season, I call it the hustle season, because you get in your own head. People call it isolation. I told you, they dress up things. The enemy will dress up a word and make it seem like it comes from God. And then he will put the physical world definition to a spiritual meaning. He put the isolation, have you in the waiting season. Let's say this out loud. Say it out loud. Waiting season, isolation. Now, why would God sit and put us in what the physical definition of that is? Isolation means that if I'm away from everybody, then you will never get to experience any of my fruits. I can't help anybody. You're always in purpose. Waiting season means that I'm just sitting here waiting. There's no action behind it. So you change the way you think. God will put you in resting season. Rest in me. Meaning that, which is the waiting season as y'all call it, but the resting season is because of the fact you asked me for a thing, let me handle it, but you keep going. Keep going. Strap up your boots. Go get everything you need. Everything you need. Keep going. Don't worry about the prayer. I got this. I'm putting you in a direction where you're going to collect it. But you think you're going to collect it from the stimulus check or this package that the guy in the White House said that you're going to get. You have got it here. You looking for it from giving it from the enemy's hand when I'm taking you away from. How are you in purpose and you think I'm going to deliver something from the enemy to you? Why does that make sense? So the moment that you rest, knowing, okay, God, you got it. I don't know how it's going to come. I'm not going to control how this blessing going to come in. I just know that I need it. I just know that this is going to happen and I'm going. That's it. Keep going. Because right when you get to that stop sign, you're going to make a right at the right time, at the right moment. In that time, it's where that big blessing that you asked for is going to be right there. Hello. Hi. Hello. Welcome in, Jade. Right? That's where it's going to be. That's what resting means. Knowing that it is going to be so. I asked God for it and it's going to be so. I ain't worried about it. When you was a kid, you go to your parents. If you played soccer, you needed some cleats. Mama, I need some cleats. Okay, you didn't. Mama, I need my cleats. Where my cleats? Where my cleats? When the teacher asks you, when your coach asks you, hey, when you going to get your cleats? Oh, my mama said she going to get it. The coach has already told you when you need it. You told your mama when you need it back. Guess what? The coach is not going to ask you again because the coach is wise enough to understand that the mama is going and trusting that the mama is going to do it. The coach is trusting that the mama is going to do it. The same way that we have to be with God. That kid trusts that the mama is going to do it. The coach trusts that the mama is going to do it. The same way I ask God for something, I'm trusting that it's going to be done. And it is what it is. Don't come for me. Don't ask me nothing else. It's going to get done. That's resting. I ain't sitting in no waiting season. I'm just waiting on God to give me the answer. I'm moving, so therefore God can speak to me. My nervous system, I've self-regulated my nervous system so I can understand and hear him clearly. Because everybody try and listen for God with their ears. Let me do my puzzle. Everybody try and listen to God with their ears. You can't take anything physical and expect God to speak to you through the physical, right? Now, if we talk about Daniel, he did take a hand and write on the wall, right? It just came out of nowhere and just started writing on the wall. It did happen. However, God has different ways. He can speak through a donkey. He can speak through the fire. He can speak through you. It doesn't matter. Do not just limit yourself when it comes to God from your physical, what they taught you physically. Thank you from Africa. Listen, you calm this down, God can speak to you. Right? By different cues. You get a feeling. Now you won't attach that, oh, I got those butterfly feelings, something going to happen. Survival mode told you always think bad first. Always think wrong first. Always think hurt first. Always think the negative first. But when you heal, you don't lead with that. You lead with, God, what is it that you need me to know? I got this feeling. Speak. So there's resting. Knowing. Y'all call it waiting, but it's resting. Rest knowing it should be so. What was another one? God will isolate you. God will, and you know, I cringe when I hear people say that. God will isolate you. God will put you in isolation so he can reveal things to you. A lot of times in isolation, the enemy is revealing things to you because God will never isolate you. And the reason why is because isolation, then he can't speak through you to others. He can't use you for others. He'll disconnect you from this world, meaning disconnect your emotions from the nonsense and the people that's hurting you, but you're still present so you can see what's going on. Do you understand? You're still present. He keeps you present, but you're disconnected from the nonsense. That's how that works. So choose your words wisely. Which one do you choose? Which one do you choose? You want to be isolated? Then go be isolated. Let me tell you what the enemy does with isolation. Attach depression, anxiety, confusion, hurt. Have you noticed every time you're in isolation, those are the things that hurt, but yet y'all say, God is just putting me through something, making me purge. God will never hurt you. God will disconnect you from all those emotions and show you who people really are. And you like, you know what? It just didn't bother me when I seen him for who they were because God was in the mix. I'm just saying. I want y'all to think about that. So let's get into number 5. You must do things scared. Do it anyway. This is the key. Fear does not go away because you start. Fear shows up when you, here's a couple, growing, when you're stepping out, you are doing something new, you are leaving your comfort zone. So if you are waiting to feel fearless, you will stay stuck. Yeah. Fearless. You think every time artists get on stage, they're not nervous? They don't think about all the things that can go wrong? What was it? Beyonce got stuck in the air in that car. She got stuck in the air. She was singing and singing and singing until she wasn't singing no more, right? You don't think she was nervous thinking about the fear of things that could happen and then it did happen? But yet, because she didn't overreact to start screaming in it, she is fearless. She was not fearless. Under all them tights she wore, she probably wore 10 pairs of tights, baby. I'm probably sure she peed a little bit. Do you understand? But we live in a world that she is fearless. What is fearless? Let's talk about Deborah, the book of Judges. Barak is a man. Barak is a grown man. He's a leader. He commands an army. Listen, he can lead them into war. Yeah, he can. He the man. Barak went to a woman, Deborah. I'm not going in this war if you ain't coming with me. Well, Deborah like, well, you know, I'm going to get the credit if I go. I'm a woman now, you know, I'm going to get the... Listen, sis, I don't care nothing about all that. Do you understand? If you don't go with me, I won't come back to my family. They won't come back to their family. And then they may take over our land. Girl, if you don't get over here in this chariot and go on ahead and point that sword and tell us which way to go. You see? Yes, he was afraid. Deborah like, all right, cool. And it seemed like Deborah wasn't afraid. You think she didn't go and pray about it? God, if this is your will. Who has ever sent a woman into God if this is your will? Be with me. Yes. The thing is, you gotta do it, even if you're scared. You must do things scared. Period. It don't go away. No. Fear does not go away before you start. It goes away while you're in it. Fear shows up when you are growing, when you're stepping out, you are doing something new, you are leaving your comfort zone. That's when fear shows up. So like I told you, this is your body that you live in every day. The moment that you awaken and you say, I want more, that's the awakening. I want better. That's the awakening. This ain't right. That's the awakening. When you, not because you and somebody else said it ain't right and y'all ain't gonna do it. No, it's when you, individually, when you identify that I am an individual, my purpose is different from everybody else. My purpose is for me. This, I don't feel this. Now, this is when fear comes. Because you don't know what's next. You want to heal, but what's next? What's unknown? But I tell you, everything that is happening, everything wrong is happening. You losing friends. You getting talked about. You lost your job. You losing your house. You losing this. This ain't right no more. Nobody respect you. Everybody disrespect. All that happens, which gives you the fear of Ain't nothing gonna ever change. This is the real life, right? It's not. It's just that you're growing. You got to get comfortable with knowing that you create your own canvas of life. Listen, I can say this now because I'm on the other side. But looking back on it, man, it was the easiest thing in the world. All I had to do is just say, okay, this is supposed to happen. All this hating is supposed to happen. This is where I create. And the moment that I pick up my paintbrush is the moment my life changed. That's it. So if you're waiting to feel fearless, you'll stay stuck. Courage is not the absence of fear. We talk about courage a lot. Courage is moving forward while fear is present. Listen, courage is just like, listen, I'm not even confident about this thing. I'm scared. But the courage says, put your right foot forward. Stick your head on there a little bit. See what's next. And that's what happened. The first runaway slave, guess what? They were scared. They feared it. All these things were happening. But they had the courage to just leave the one side. I don't care if the tree was their stopping point and they couldn't go past the tree. Nobody ever tried to go past the tree. But they decided to go past the tree. They came back, but they went past the tree. It took courage. See, courage is when you step out on faith. Oh, did I say that? She said what? Step out on faith. Faith means that you know it is to be so. You kind of got to decree that thing. It is so. I got the faith that, hey, this is my faith. I'm going to walk out of this zone here, and I'm going to be okay. I believe that. I'm going to have the courage. It's the moment when you start doubting. Peter had the courage to walk out on the boat. He sure did. Ooh, good example. Listen. The same way when you decide to walk away from survival mode and you decide to heal, right? Just like Peter, he walked out on the boat. He had the courage to do it, right? Because who was in front of him? God. Jesus was in front of him. That is who he had put his faith on him. It was the faith that I have. That's the courage, the faith. I see God. I see Jesus. Baby, if I see Jesus or God sitting at the water, baby, I would walk. I would tap dance across that. I would MC Hammer double time across that because I know he ain't gonna let me sink, right? But it was the moment when you leave survival mode and step into your healed version of yourself to create who you are is when the I don't like you and we not friends no more. Now you're beefing with your family. Now you're beefing with everybody. All these things are going wrong. And your whole life is falling apart is when you start to sink. In the same way with Peter, he started thinking about, is it sharks in this water? Wait a minute. It's kind of windy. What if, wait a minute, I could fall. Like I can't even swim. How deep is this ocean? Wait a minute. What everybody else? Can they see me? Can the rest of them see? James, can you see me? Is this who? What? Okay. It's the moment that when you stop looking at having the faith and the courage and you start looking at everything that could go wrong and everything that's around you and everybody else, is when you lose faith, right? Is when things go wrong. It's impossible for me to fail if I'm focused on what God has already shown me. He's shown me that I can do it. He's shown me what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. He's shown me what my life is going to look like. But it's the moment that I decide to step back and try and make it about me in this world. I'm worrying about this world. How can I worry about this world but asking God to help me, right? When I ask God to help me and I ask God to do things for me. Thank y'all so much for the follow. And I ask God to do things for me. I'm talking about in this world where I live every day. My body. This is where I live every day. This is my world, right? I can't ask God to save this world. This world is already conquered. God is talking about this world. If I can save this world, then I can save the world, meaning that I can pour into you. I can pour into your world. I can pour into your world because the world is the ones that set apart just for him. Those chosen ones, his people, those worlds. Do you understand? That world. That's how I change the world. But a lot of people are so stuck on worrying about all of the wrong things, right? So stepping out of your comfort zone. So that's what we had there. So courage is moving forward while what? Fear is still present. So doing things scared look like, I'm sorry, y'all, tip of my nose itching. Doing things scared looks like what? Starting even when you're unsure. When I joined the military, I was very unsure. I didn't know what was to come. And I joined it right when Bush took over. And then not only that, I graduated from AIT and September 11th, my graduation day was September 12th. And 9/11, we was practicing in Virginia, right? We was just practicing, getting ready for graduation the next day. And hell broke loose. Pentagon falling. We ain't got no TV. They just got us running back to the barracks, but we had to run in a zigzag, which was crazy to me. Like, what I'm running a zigzag for? And they was like, because if it's an active, pew-pewing going on, it'll be hard for them to catch me. Baby, I turned into like the doggone anime, baby. You ain't gonna catch me. You ain't gonna catch me. You should have seen us. We was zagging good because we don't know what's going on, right? It was unknown. Get to my duty station. I was there for like 2 months, and we deploying to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. This is where they got the detainees. And I'm like, okay, right. Then from there, America, oh America. That was that speech. Now boots on the ground in Iraq. Okay, listen, God, I wanted to change, but my change is not comfortable, but I'm safe. Do you understand? My change, God, that I wanted was not to be in the hood anymore. I wanted to get away from the environment. I wanted better for myself. But every time you ask God for better, doing the matrix, baby, show us. I'm too silly. I try and behave while I'm on here. But as you can see, my transformation was not comfortable. I had to be uncomfortable. I started even when I was unsure. Speaking even when you're nervous. It's a lot of times that I come on, I have to take a deep breath. When I do my lives on YouTube or when I do my streaming lives or whatever it is that I do, just because I come on and I'm speaking, don't mean I'm not nervous. I'm confident in what I'm going to say because I took time to do this. And plus, it's my testimony. How can I mess up telling my testimony and teaching my testimony? So these are the things that I went through and had to break it down. I chose to structure my testimony to teach the next person. So posting even when you're overthinking. You know that one video you do and then you're like, no, let me take it back. I don't like that one because let me find a filter because I look crazy. I look kind of. Just know you're not healed. So look into healing instead of worrying about that post, right? Because when you're not healing, when you're in survival mode, and that's the thing about healing, you don't know what needs to be healed until you see that it's wrong by a trigger. So let's give an example. You don't want to post that because you're like, what if people, I don't like that. It's just you start overthinking too much. I need you to take that overthinking and say, okay, why do I do that? We on to something. We healing. Why do you do that? Because when I was a child, they used to just talk about me, every little thing, critique everything, childhood trauma, take it back. And I want you to speak the truth of it. Truth over it. And the truth of it is, people project onto you, because I used to do it. Make people the butt of the joke and just, it's so funny, burn the joke. Because I was made the butt of the joke. I don't even know how to say, is it bunt? I'm just over here saying stuff. I don't really even know what they be saying. It's kind of like that cake and eat it too. And it drives me crazy when people like, he want his cake and eat it too. But why wouldn't you want your cake and eat it too? That's why you got a cake. It's Kate, K-A-T-E, and Edith. Edith. That's what that is. So when I hear people, they want the cake and eat it too. Well, why would you get the cake if you can't eat it? It's Kate, K-A-T-E. Okay? You learned something new today. So, yes, I was the one that everybody joked on and this, that, and the third made fun of me. And so I became that type of person until I realized, wait a minute. You know what you sound like, Naisha? You sound like a hater. Was I trying to be a hater? Was I hating on anybody purposely? Like, oh, look at you. No. It's just I picked up and it was learned behavior and I thought it was funny. Yeah. Right? So that's another one. So trying even when you might fail. I'm going to tell y'all something. It's not funny, but it's just something that I noticed about me. I'll tell you after this. Showing up even when you don't feel ready. That's another one. So every time you do something scared, your confidence grows. Your fear shrinks, your belief increases, and fear decreases through action, not waiting. Let me explain something to you. People that know me in this season of my life, they'll be like, man, she lying. I don't talk. So to come in to do a live and to start teaching, the problem I had was talking. I mean, I would talk, like we joke here and there, but I'm not much for many words. I didn't like being in meetings because, listen, y'all using too many damn words for me. Move, y'all talking too much. That's how I felt. I'm telling you the truth. Talking too much. Stop talking. That was me. I didn't do too much talking. But something happened in my healing process that I didn't know anything. You know, I don't do all these chakra this, chakra that, chakra this. But baby, when they talk about that throat chakra, I had to stop and listen like, wait a minute now. Because that thing opened up on me. And I'm going to tell you how you can know I didn't talk much. I started having sinus issues. Right? I don't have sinus issues. But the more I talked, it was like something was opening up. Now I got stuff dripping and I'm feeling like, wait a minute, y'all. And I got the sniffle. I got to do. I don't do all this talking. I had to learn to self-regulate that and not be the one that's always doing you know how people do it. Do all that. I had to learn how do I talk without doing all that mess? Because that sounds disgusting, God. How do I do? I had to keep doing it. I had to learn, keep doing it. My cues, when I need to, sit back and take a breath and sit back or, breathe or, swallow when I need to swallow, things like that. Drink some water when I had to learn that because I'm not a talker. I had wisdom, but didn't speak it because I wasn't confident in who I was. I was one of those ones that who's going to listen to me? I ain't even got, these people got 300,000 followers and I ain't even got that. But what I learned is, first off, that's stupid. That is the stupidest way to think. Listen, knock that out the box because they can have 400,000 followers. They can have 1 million followers. That does not mean that they are more intelligent than me or wise than me. I just don't have the following that they have. But what I also learned as I went more and more in, my people is my people, the people that God bring to me, because I always start before I go live, I pray and I'm like, God, I ask that you bring the people that I am meant to speak to. I ask that you remove me and allow the Spirit to speak through me, Lord God. So therefore I can teach your people. That's what I ask for and that's what I get. Because I learned that it's more important for me to have the people that God have for me than to have everybody. That's why everybody is getting so broke down and getting dragged through the mud. Even the guy that came in here and asked that I have a license to preach. And that was only because he said that because right now we're on the whim of let's beat up Dr. Brian. Everybody with a little wisdom. Let's beat her up. Or let's find the next person to beat up. Or let's find the next person to do this. Or let's find the next person. You understand? And it's not that. That shows how ignorant the world is right now because I don't care what you got going on. I don't care what you got going on. My testimony is my testimony. If I need a license for it, come give it to me. Come give it to me. Do you understand? So those are the type things. That's the world that we live in. But I had to learn how to be able to speak and talk. You know what I mean? Because yes, it's in me, but I wasn't confident in it. And every time that I did it when I was scared, I became better and more confident about it. Thank you so much, Destiny, for the follow. So let's do a recap of everything we learned today. Listen, Leah, thank you so much for the follow. Thank y'all so much for the likes, shares, and the follows. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the gift, likes, and the shares. Okay, I really appreciate it. I enjoy what I do. If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow. We're going to, and if you don't got your notebook, go run and get your notebook because we're about to get into the homework portion of it. And then I got some more news for you guys at the end, okay? So let's do a recap. Fear will always be there when you're growing, okay? Understand, when you're growing. If you're not growing, why would you fear it? If you're in your comfort zone, why would you fear it? So instead of running from fear, look at it like, okay, this might be a good thing. Now be mindful of which situation you're talking about is a good thing. Don't be letting somebody be holding you up. You held up at pew pew point. And you talking about, okay, this is a good thing. I fear this. This is a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. Okay? No. Understand. to use. This is a good thing. You worried about the job? Is you going to be good at it? Okay, good, good, good. That means that you're going to try your best to be the best at it, okay? So fear will always be there when you're growing. But the difference between staying stuck and changing your life is this. You have to move anyway. Do it scared, okay? So let's get into the RPI. What is the RPI? RPI is what I created as the 5 pillars of the healing foundation of the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. What is Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp? That's something that I'm the founder of. It is to teach you how to heal spiritually, mentally, and physically, right? And so the RPI is to acknowledge, release, practice, inner, explore, and empower. So let's jump into it. A for acknowledge. What am I afraid of? R for release. Release fear and doubt. P for practice. Do one thing that scares you. Now, as I always say, if you guys been following me for a while, everything is not, you're not able to self-heal on your own. I teach you how to self-heal and self-regulate. You can't heal everything on your own. Sometimes you need a therapist, and I always promote therapy. I always promote it. I always say get you a therapist. Even when they come in with don't worry, because I put the replay of the videos on my YouTube, so don't worry about it, yeah. So get you a therapist, because some traumas in your life, right, that you experience, once it is unraveled, it spirals into a whole bunch of other things, and it needs to be controlled in a controlled area, basically with a therapist in a controlled environment, so she or he can help you work through those problems. Okay. So I for inner explorer. How has fear held me back? Inner explorer is to self-reflection. And E for empower. Fear does not control me. Now, before I get into the journaling prompts, I need you to understand with the RPI. Why did I create the RPI? It's the checks and balances of yourself. So when you're going through, you can check yourself, right? RPI, what just happened? Acknowledge what happened. Release whatever negative self-thought that comes with it. Practice whatever it is how you practice to calm and self-regulate yourself, whether it's breathing, walking, getting away, disconnecting, whatever it is. I for inner explorer, do a self-reflection. How did I allow this to affect my emotions, right? Because, yeah, they did you wrong. They did those things. We're not excusing their behavior. What I'm doing is trying to get you to see why did you react that way? Because you're in control of you, okay? And then I want you to empower yourself, because no one's going to tell you did a good job. You don't need no one to tell you. You tell yourself. This is your house. This is where you live every day. This is your body. This is your mind. This is where your thoughts live every day. So this is your house. This is your mind. No one can keep your house clean or decorate your house the way that you like. You don't decorate I know some people that decorate their house for other people like it, so people can come in and say this. I decorate my house the way I like it. So inside, the things that I like. What is on the inside of you? The things that you like. What's in your heart? The things that you like. What's in your mind? The things that you like. Do you understand? You don't let people come in your house, rearrange your furniture, put a thought, put their idea, and no. So you empower yourself, okay? That's what the RPI is. If you want a RPI reference card, a free reference card, you can go to my website, tofbootcamp.com. That is where I have the, under the shop, you can download it for free. It's $0. Also check out my blogs, because I post some things in there that you can download as well, notebooks and stuff, workbooks and stuff. So here's your journaling prompt. I'm going to give you 3. You can do all 3 of them, or you can just do one. Or you could just have a journaling prompt, text message conversation with some folks. The first one, how has fear held me back? I want you to journal that. 2, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? And 3, what is one step I can take even if I feel scared? Now with your homework, I want you to think of one scary thing and reflect on why it scares you. As I talked about before, everything can't be self-healing. You may need a therapist. Do you hear me? If you really want to go deep, get you a therapist. I am a life coach. I always tell you guys, I'm a life coach. There's a fine line with therapists. Therapist deals with your past, unraveling to get you into your present, to keep you, grounded and pretty much heal you as well, but to find out what it is that's affecting your present. Life coach deals with your present to get you structured for the future. That's it. We're just aligning your goals that you create and to help you become the better version of you. That is it. So know the difference. And so I always tell you guys that. So you'll hear that from me since day one. What, 2023 I've been going on live. So anyway, let's do our declaration. Y'all ready? Repeat after me. I do not let fear control my life. I move forward even when I am afraid. I am strong, I am capable, and I am willing to grow. Fear will not stop me. Okay? Now your scripture is Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10, that is your scripture for the day. Listen, I really enjoyed you guys. Let me give you the other, sound like the woman at church. Let me tell you what's going on for the week. Okay, but what I got going on, if you missed any of these episodes, I will have them on my YouTube. My YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. I ask that you guys go subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when things get uploaded, because I also go live over there. I go live over there and I teach. Thank you so much for the follow. I teach the power within, and I teach leadership through the women of the Bible. I teach that every Sunday. I will not be teaching it this Sunday because I have a funeral to attend. So that's what we have there. So go to my YouTube. Now, the last 4 daily shows have not been uploaded to YouTube. I am having problems uploading. It just keeps saying it's spinning and spinning. But I'm going to keep trying to upload them, so they'll eventually get there. But I have the rest of the days there. You can go check it out. Once you get on YouTube, first off, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell. It is Chat with Coach Nye, right? So go ahead, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Child, these are my reading glasses. I be wearing them like they mine, and then I take them off, feel like I'm cross-eyed. Woo! Okay. So once you go into my YouTube, go ahead and hit the, go into my playlist. Once you go into my playlist, you'll see all the classes that I've ever done, okay? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Janet. So, what else? So my YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. Go ahead, subscribe. Now, my website, tofbootcamp.com. tofbootcamp.com. That is where, if you need life coaching sessions, you can book that. If you need personal training, you can book that. If you need workout programs, you can buy those there. Whatever you need, go check it out. Get on the email subscribe list so you can get the weekly homeworks that I email all my subscribers on my website. My website is tofbootcamp.com. It is in my link tree in my bio, okay? What else? Yeah. So what's coming down the pipeline? So also, if you get on that email list, then you can get this information. So we have the Lead Her Movement Network that is coming down. So May 19th, I'm opening it up. I'm hoping I ain't got to push back the date. Right now, I'm getting ready to submit it for the audit. And what the audit does is I run it through, and then they look for any loopholes or anything, make sure that the network runs well. And so I'm going to open it May 19th for the founding members. And if they find any kinks in it or whatever, I still can open it up for the founding members, because that'll be a great way of pilot testing as well. So if any kinks, you know, you guys get to be a part of that. Now, with the founding members, they come in at a discounted price every month for a whole year. For that whole year, right? We don't know. Maybe it'll change. Maybe I might keep it lifestyle for a lifetime. I don't know yet. But for that, I know for sure that that's what it's going to be. And the reason being is that's just my appreciation to you guys. Now, what's going on in the network? That's where I would be personal training. It depends on what tier you get, so don't come for me talking about I bought this tier. Well, it's my personal training. Baby, you brought the wrong tier. Don't come for me. Now, I'll be doing life coaching over there, so one of the tiers is called top tier, and that tier, that's where you'll get a 30-minute life coaching session with me every month. You'll get an actual personal trainer, meaning that you get me 3 days a week, and we go live, and you and I work out together. And if there's more, then it'll be a group exercise, because I'm one person, but it depends on how that flows. We do that, and then you get everything else that comes with it. The live teaching, the course homework. We're going to have courses. You guys are going to have workbooks. You guys are going to have challenges, whole body challenges. Top tier also get the, you get the workout. The queen tier, you get the spiritual, the mental. No. The warrior and the queen, y'all get that too. So every, let me slow down. Every Let me put my glasses on so I can think better. Every tier, listen, every tier you're going to get the live teaching, you're going to get some challenges, you're going to get the weekly homework assignment, and you're going to get the course homework, right? And that's where we build at. And you're going to get your own profile, right? Except for top tier, you get the 30-minute life coaching session, and then you get a workout personal trainer. Now, the queen tier, you will get workout challenges, meaning that I'll post it in there and you guys can get it, right? So don't worry about it. It's still going to be good things, meaning that you're just going to do it on your own. I'll give you your workout assignment, but you're going to do it on your own. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Sherry, right? Gully, thank you, from Texas. So listen, you're going to get all that. So blah, 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 you'll be able to read it yourself up on the website. And so, like I said, May 19th is when it's going to jump off for the Founding Father. I'm so excited. Let me get my tissue because you know I get emotional. I'm excited because in the times, in the moments that I'm like, God, this is a lot. How am I going to do all this on my own? How can I do this? God never sent help, right? Or he would send someone just for that moment. He would send someone for that moment. He wouldn't send someone for the longevity of it. And I'm like, well, God, I need help with all of this. And he wouldn't. And then I would go out and get someone and it would fail. And the reason being is because nobody can get the glory but him. And this is the only way that he taught me how to empower myself, to congratulate myself, to celebrate myself. Because had I had somebody else, I'd be like, yeah, I did it. But if it wasn't for such and such, I overly congratulate others and not. So now I can't do anything but congratulate myself because, baby, I did that work. And so that is the Lead Her Movement Network that is coming out. So I'm excited. I'm excited I did that. Now, the Lead Her Movement morning show is here. Thank you so much. It's here every morning at 9:30. I try and make sure it's 9:30 or 9:30-ish now because sometimes I have meetings, right? And it kind of goes within. So as I'm setting up all these businesses, I got meetings and I got things like that. So I always come on. And if it's too late in the day, then I just won't come on that day. So it is here on TikTok, 9:30. So if you haven't followed, please go ahead and follow, where I'm going to teach you guys. Now, what's another thing I got here on TikTok? I do the weekly homework assignments here. I post them here, and I email them out on my website. So if you don't get them from an email, you can get it here. That's where you can get it. All my teachings, everything I teach, every program that I have, you have homework. The whole purpose of the homework is if I can keep you so focused on you, you don't have time for anything else. A lot of it comes from cognitive behavior therapy. That's where that comes from, right? And no, yes, you can be a life coach and deal with that. Okay? Yes, you can. However, it's the levels of depth of how far you go into it. So some of these questions that I ask you is just you looking within yourself and saying, okay, like the journaling or the RPI. What am I afraid of? It's just that cognitive behavior therapy is just more of you challenging yourself. You got a negative thought, challenge it with a positive thought. So we stay very basic with that, okay? So that's why I give homework. Challenge your thought. That negative self-talk, all that crap, get it out of there. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? Who told you that? Right? When they said don't question God, who told you that? Well, Grandma used to always say, who told your grandma that? Let's keep going. Who told her that? Oh, it goes back to slavery. Who told her that? Oh, okay, her slave master. I'm just saying. You got to look at where did things come from to where they are now. So those are the type things. So that's what I got going on over here. If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow. If you need anything about where my website is, look on my link tree. I actually just subscribe to it all. This is my book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart website. I have another thick workbook coming out. Don't worry about it. It's a 12-week program workbook. Now, I have a 12-week workout program that I have. So I'm a personal trainer, but the way I personal train is totally different. Can you get? Okay. I personal train differently. So not only do I personal train you physically, I personally train you mentally and spiritually. So the workbook that I have on my website, if you look at it, it's a 12-week workout program. You're going to get your workout for those 12 weeks, right? I don't like saying workout. I'd rather say training, but that's another story. You train. It has your exercise program in there, and it also has homework for you to challenge yourself mentally and spiritually. That's what that's about. So if you want to, go ahead and purchase it. It's on my website, tlfbootcamp.com. What else I got? My podcast. Go check it out. We finished up, last week or the week before, the leadership through the book of Daniel. And the leadership through the book of Daniel, what was that? That was my mom texting me happy birthday, so I got to get to her. And that was about showing you the characteristics of leadership and things like that. So you guys, go check that out. Thank you so much. House of Beauty Body. So yeah, go check that out. And yeah. So my podcast is Chat with Coach Nye. Chat with Coach Nye is my podcast. I got a lot of teaching over there, so go check it out, download it, because I have another one. It's pretty much like the House of Jesus, right? I got this series that I created of Jesus and his favorite house, what his favorite house was, the breakdown of it and everything. So that'll be coming out soon. I just got to get through next week, finish up a funeral that I have to go to and close out and get back on task, and then we'll be into that series. So subscribe there so you can get the notification when I drop a new podcast. What else do I got? I got everything going on. So I'm the founder of the TOFbootcamp.com, which is Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp, the founder of the Lead Her movement. You know, I got a lot going on. All of this is up under the Coach Nye production company. Listen, it's nothing but great things coming. And if you guys are ready to heal and want to heal, that's where I'll be. Like I said, my network, where I'm going to be at, I want you to, I'm not taking you away from social media, because there's things on social media that you can do that you can't do there. But I want you to be able to spend more time working on yourself than looking at nonsense. You'll be able to post over there and post things so people can see, but it's all about healing. The Lead Her Movement Network is about sisterhood. So the first class that we're going to do is the sisterhood framework. That's it. That's what I'm breaking down first, because I'm going to teach you what friendship is. We got to learn what friendship is. We got to learn what true love is. Don't come to me talking about no sis. We don't use them words anymore, because sis mean like, okay, until you're not. We are sisters, period. Sisters, period. Meaning you may do something I don't like, but I know how to control myself from disrespecting you, to respect you, and we can have a conversation. Sisters. Do you understand? So it's things like that. Friend. Don't call me friend. I'm not your friend, because your friend, you'll flip on me and you'll turn on me in a heartbeat, because I mean nothing to you. I'm just a word to you. This is friendship. And I'm teaching women how to get that back. We're going back to the 80s, baby. The 80s, baby. That 80s love. I ain't talking about that 90s love. That 90s love, they were starting to cheat. And cheating over here. Okay, listen, so I got to go. Like I said, subscribe to my YouTube. And my YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. My podcast is Chat with Coach Nye. And if you haven't followed, go ahead and follow here. Thank y'all for all the love, the birthday wishes, and all the love. Hank, what's up? I'm getting ready to fade out, but you missed it. But it's okay. It's going to be on my YouTube. But I will be back here tomorrow at 9:30. Yes. All right, you guys. Y'all have an amazing day. And thank y'all so much. Coach Nye out.